All right, the wait is finally over. The 2026 Formula One season has roared to life in Australia, and wow, that first race already gave us so much to talk about. So let's break down all the key stories from a pretty dramatic season opener.
After months and months of just speculating about these radical new regulations, the brand new cars finally hit the track in Melbourne. And with these heavily revised aerodynamics, the smaller, more efficient power units, the anticipation was just through the roof. So the big question was, who mastered this new formula first? Who laid down the first big marker for the championship? Well, the biggest headline from Australia can really be summed up with just two digits.
A 1-2. Yep, that was the headline from the Australian Grand Prix. And if you're a Mercedes fan, well, that means absolutely everything.
That's right. A totally dominant 1-2 finish for the Mercedes team. It seems they have just absolutely nailed the new power unit regulations, and that's given them an immediate edge. This was the perfect start to their campaign. Really a massive statement of intent to the rest of the grid.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at this flawless performance from the Silver Arrows, because what's really interesting is that it was a story of two very different races happening inside the exact same team.
Leading the charge was George Russell. He put on an absolute clinic in that new Mercedes, converting his pole position into a lights-to-flag victory. He just controlled the pace perfectly from the front, securing a brilliant first win of the year in what was a truly commanding drive.
But, while Russell's win was super impressive, I think for many people, the real drama was happening in the sister car. His rookie teammate, Kimi Antonelli, had an absolutely wild ride to the podium.
Now, what this shows you is the journey. Antonelli started on the front row in P2, but he got a terrible start and just plummeted down to 7th place after the very first corner. But what followed was this phenomenal recovery drive, battling his way back through the field to reclaim 2nd place. Just incredible for a debut race.
And even with that early setback, Antonelli was thrilled. He said he was super happy, and he thinks it's going to be a fun year. If this is what he can do after a bad start, the rest of the grid should probably be worried.
But Mercedes wasn't the only team celebrating a strong start. Let's look at their closest competitors because Ferrari also proved that they are right in the hunt for this championship.
Yep, Ferrari locked out the next two positions, finishing 3rd and 4th. Now, while they didn't seem to have the straight-line speed of Mercedes, their car looked incredibly stable through the corners. It's a huge haul of points that immediately establishes them as the clear number 2 team.
And they did it with this fantastic two-pronged attack. You had Charles Leclerc with what he described as a lightning start, jumping from 4th on the grid to briefly lead the entire race into the first corner. Meanwhile, in his highly anticipated debut for the team, Lewis Hamilton drove a really strong, consistent race to 4th, calling it a really fun Grand Prix. A very solid start for that new partnership.
It wasn't just the big teams making headlines. The race was also notable for some just outstanding performances from drivers making their Formula One debut.
While Antonelli's podium was the main headline, he wasn't the only debutant making waves. Scoring points in your very first Grand Prix is a huge achievement, and an incredible group of rookies managed to pull it off in Melbourne.
Just look at this list. Oliver Behrman brought his Haas home in a brilliant 7th. Arvid Lindblad scored points for Racing Bulls in 8th. And Gabriel Bortoleto secured a 9th place finish for the brand new Audi team. A truly exceptional showing from the 2026 rookie class.
So we've seen all the individual stories. Now let's zoom out and look at the final tally. What do these results mean for the championship standings after just one race?
Well, here are the official team standings after round 1. Mercedes is sitting comfortably on top with a massive 43 points thanks to that 1-2 finish. Ferrari is in a solid 2nd with 27. And then you can see a pretty significant drop-off to McLaren and Red Bull.
Numbers in a table are one thing, but to really grasp the gap Mercedes has already opened up, let's look at it visually. And this illustrates the situation perfectly. Just look at the advantage Mercedes has after just one race. That bar for 43 points towers over Ferrari's 27, and it absolutely dwarfs McLaren's 10 points in 3rd place. So, what you should really take away from this is that after a single race, just one, Mercedes already has a 16-point lead over their closest competitor. That's a huge advantage to build so early in the season. Which leaves us with this final, crucial question. Based on the dominance we saw in Australia, are we already looking at a 2-horse race between Mercedes and Ferrari for the 2026 championship, or can the other teams possibly close that massive gap? Only time will tell.